Welcome to Zone In Sports, your favorite spot for real talk, bold takes, and everything in the zone when it comes to sports. From hard-hitting analysis of the Miami Hurricanes football to the hottest stories across the sports world, we're bringing you that energy, passion, and a little bit of swagger, just like the U. So whether you're tailgating in Coral Gables or arguing in the group chats or just vibing in your way to work, buckle up. You're in the zone with your host, D. Hamp.
All righty out there. How's it going today? We got bigger than E. He'll be tapping in a minute. Today, we're going to talk about whether the 2026 Miami Hurricanes can be better than last year's 2025 on the offensive side of the ball. Now, before I bring them up to the stage, now we do know that last year's team offensively was built more on a balanced attack, rushing, passing, play action. So we're going to break it in and see how this year's change will be different. What's up, E?
What's going on? How you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. Happy to be in this seat. Happy to see you back up in here.
Yep.
And I was setting the stage for this year's 2026 Miami Hurricanes team on offensive side of the ball. We talked about the defensive side two weeks ago, I believe. First of all, before we get into the whole nuts and bolts, do you think this team will be better than last year's? But last year's was more balanced. This year, people projected it to be a little bit more explosive, the word people like to use. So what's your take on the overall projection of the team this year?
I think they're going to be this. I believe there'll be a lot of the same balance because you have a very good rushing attack.
Mm.
You bring it back, arguably one of the best running back rooms in the nation, definitely the best running back room in the conference. The jury is still out on the passing game. We've seen what Mensah can do at Duke. We saw what his receiver could do while they were together at Duke.
Right.
They haven't put on the orange and green yet.
Right.
We know what Malachi can do. We know what the other receivers that Miami has left in the core can do. So that has to be seen. Many of us in the fan base are assuming that with this new quarterback, he's a little bit more of like Cam Ward a bit.
Yeah.
He's a little more dynamic than Carson. He likes to push the ball down the field.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little more mobile. Not saying Carson wasn't mobile when he had to be, but this guy, he likes to push the ball down the field. So I think we'll have a little bit more of a deep ball threat this season.
Okay.
Barring injury, but I think they'll still be balanced.
Yeah.
Mario's not going to go away from the running game. Mark Fletcher didn't come back to have an all-out air attack.
Right.
Pringle didn't go in the portal just to come back out of the portal to stay at Miami just to have a all-out pass attack. They're going to run the ball. They're going to use that offensive line. I think they'll be balanced. I just think you'll have more of a deep threat now versus before. Mensah could push the ball deeper now more than Beck could. We knew Beck was limited with his injury. He had somewhat of a, I wouldn't say a deep ball. Beck could throw it 30, 40 yards. He showed it in games. But he wasn't the type of guy that could, do what Mensah can do.
Mm-hmm.
He managed the game very well. I like Carson Beck. I'm not going to take nothing away from Carson Beck. I hope he.
Interesting thing I did read before we move on and get into the nuts and bolts was it was an article written. I can't even recall who it was, but they were talking about with Cooper coming over with Mensah that it probably would limit some plays for Malachi because of the familiarity with Cooper and things of that nature. But I think that they always going to have packages for Malachi. So I don't think that's going to be a problem. It was just interesting how they tried to frame that with him being 1,000-yard receiver and Malachi being 1,000-yard receiver.
The receiver coming from Duke is going to be more like he'll be the C.J. Daniel, Keelan Marion type. He'll be the one to stretch the field, okay?
Right.
And if teams, Malachi going to get his touches. Like you said, they're going to have packages for Malachi. They're going to have different things for him. But if teams bracket him and double him up like they did in the playoffs, and Malachi still got his touches.
Yeah.
When Ole Miss was bracketing him a lot, Marion got a lot of touches. Okay. When Ohio State was bracketing him a lot, then Fletcher got to shine more running the ball, and Marion had some opportunities. C.J. Daniel had some passes, and Ohio State. I thought Ohio State was the most aggressive team against the pass that they faced in the playoff.
Right. And it could be, with fairness, with the safety that's probably going first round, or the guy that was playing safety.
Oh, yeah, number two.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was. That's
what I'm saying. Ohio State, I thought, had the best secondary. They played the pass the best versus A&M, Ole Miss, and even Indiana.
Yeah.
I thought they did a really good job of coverage on Miami's passing game. And they still was able to get some touches out. So, like I said, I think the guy coming from Duke, he's going to be more of your Daniels some days, Marion some days type receiver. Malachi's still going to get us. If you're going to bracket and double Malachi, then he's going to have one-on-one opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
My man that's coming back as a sophomore, number 3, the 6'4" kid. He could be. What was his name? Darn it.
I know you're talking about.
Was it Justin something?
Let me look it up real quick, because I do know you're talking about.
He's going to get his.
Got some good hands, yeah.
He's got good hands. He had the 2 touchdowns against South Florida as a freshman. He's a big possession type guy. I think the tight end room is going to be loaded with Lofton coming back, and they're going to be. They just had a defensive end guy switch from DN to tight end.
Right.
Okay, so I think that room is going to be that. I'm optimistic to see this. That's going to be pretty exciting, because now you got about 4 tight ends, very capable guy, and I think Lofton is going to be they're going to move him around too and have packages for him. He's 6'2", where these other tight ends are 6'4" and 6'5". Lofton can play halfback. He can come out of the back. It's a lot of things they can do with him, just like they can do with Malachi.
Josh Moore. That's
him, Joshua Moore.
Thank you, there.
And then you got 4 guys in the room. You got Pringle, Fletcher, Lyle, and Brown. I mean, come on. I mean, pick your poison.
Yeah.
I just think our fan base should be optimistic, and we go into the spring and see how things go. I know some of our fans are out here tripping with this Indiana need to forfeit and all this. Come on, man. I mean,
we ain't worried about all that.
You ain't heard about that?
Yeah, I heard about it, but I said we ain't worried about all that. I mean,
some people need a hobby or something, bro.
Yeah.
Too much time on their hands. But anyway, I think I believe
if y'all don't know what he talking about,
come on, man.
Thing with the Indiana need to forfeit the national championship.
Even if they did get busted, the only way I'm gonna see a forfeit is if old boy played tight end that missed that block on that block punt. If they found out that he did that shit on purpose,
right? And he might have did. We just don't know.
Anyway,
right?
I think the offense will be a lot like last year's. I just think the difference is they'll be able to push the ball down the field deeper with this quarterback versus with Beck. That's the only difference. I still think you'll have a balance with the run and the pass. I know Mario don't want to get away from the run. He wants to use that line. My man coming from Nixon, Missouri is a monster.
Yeah, yeah.
He is a monster. I think he's going to be ready to go day one.
Yeah, I think so too.
So once and this is what the spring is for. Once they figure out they got the pieces, what pieces to put at right guard, left guard, and left tackle, then I'm not worried, brother. I'm not
Now,
worried. I think the
this is an
offense
interesting dynamic because we go into Mensah stats, 3,900 plus yards, 34 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. Now,
What
this
was
is,
Duke's running game like?
but
They
that's what I'm
have much
saying.
of a running game?
Yeah, and this is going to be the interesting part because you said this. You said that a lot of people comparing him to Cam Ward.
A little bit.
Yeah. Now, the interesting part was, I'm not going to speak for the fans out there in the audience, but myself personally, I thought they got a little unbalanced with Cam. And I think that Mario learned something from the Cam Ward experience because
The
they got some,
Syracuse game.
yeah,
The
they got some
Syracuse
unbalanced.
game.
Yeah, that it hurt them
It hurt
not
them.
want to, lean on the run more.
The Syracuse game was the big one. You
Yeah,
up
now I say
21
all
to
that to
nothing
say
and-
this. The fans want, to me, from what I'm reading and in the chats and the emails I get, they want more of the unbalanced type of air raid type offense. But I don't think they're going to get that with Mensah. I think they're going to get the balance. I mean, they're going to take their shots, but you're not going to get that wide open offense that I think that the fans want from Mensah. My personal perspective.
The new fans, the fans that may not quite understand football, these are the same fans that want 3-point shots all game. These are the same fans that want home runs all game.
Yeah.
They don't want to see a team that can methodically put a play together to get points or put plays together to get points. You're not going to get the home run bomb. That's not going to happen all the time in football.
Right.
Defenses are too good. Teams are too well coached. You're not going to catch somebody sleeping all the time and go over the top.
Right.
You're going to have to – footballers pound the ground. It's what it is. I really liked our offense last year with Beck. I really thought it was balanced well. It was a good mix. The really deep shot was the only thing you were missing in that offense.
Yeah.
Now I think you have that.
Right.
That was the missing piece. So I still think they're going to pass the ball intermediately, your 10 to 20 yard range, and then you're going to have some 25 and beyond type shots. But you're still going to have your tight end in there that can get you that 20 to 30 yard pass or that 15 to 30 yard pass if need be. You may see a bit more play action and RPO with this guy at quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, but you're still going to see some running. When you have a line like this, I'm not going to waste my line pass blocking all game.
Yeah.
I want to beat you up like we did last year. I want to beat you up. So in the fourth quarter, I'm going to make you submit.
Right.
So that's the name of the game. I'm not trying to get into a shootout like we had to do 2 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. We're not trying to do that. Now, granted, the defense is going to be a lot better. We have to wait and see. Who knows? This might be the year where it really comes together and Miami really does dominate everybody and put up a lot of points in various different ways.
Right.
And the defense can keep the other team down.
Right.
That's my preference.
Right.
I prefer the defense say, hey, like what Warren Sapp used to say back in the day with the Bucks, just give us 17 points and we'll do the rest. Yeah. I like that because defense wins championships.
And I think that for the most part, they did that last year because really you can't say that they were really outplayed in any of the games that they played. Even the games they lost, they weren't outplayed.
They weren't outplayed against Louisville. They weren't outplayed against SMU. They made the adjustments in the Louisville game. I thought the SMU game was horribly officiated, very badly officiated. I thought the Pitt game had some really, even though Miami whooped Pitt pretty good, there was some. I watched that game again. I'm like, man, this ACC officiating is just inconsistent for everybody, not just Miami. Just
they're bad. I watched them
bad officials.
I watched the Virginia Tech game where Virginia Tech played somebody and Downs wasn't down, and they called them down, and they were just
very
bad.
poor officiating in that conference. So, no, Miami wasn't outplayed. The only time I thought they might have been outplayed a little bit, it wasn't the players, it was the coaches. It was the Louisville game, the game I went to, the first half.
Yeah,
that was a great strategy by Louisville's coach. when I'm cut blocking and knocking the D line down and quick passes, there's nobody to put their hands up to bat the ball down, and they were getting off those quick slant passes, and Heatherman had to adjust because the corners were off. Well, shit, I hike the ball 1-2, throw it. He's open because the corners are playing soft. The D linemen are getting cut blocks, so they can't bat the ball down. I'm creating multiple passing lanes, and then they adjusted in the second half,
right,
and kind of put a stop to that.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't outplayed. They were very balanced last year.
Yeah.
When you I'm disappointed about the Natty, but when I look at the season as a whole, I'm like, they had a really good year. They played really well. They were very deserving of all the accolades they got. And to be where they were, to be on the 50-yard line with a minute to go to win the game, you couldn't have asked for a better situation. It just didn't work out that way. But, hey, I think this year with this guy quarterback, he's a little bit like Cam. He is not Cam. He's a little bit more mobile than Carson. I was so tickled to death watching the Pitt game when Carson ran the ball in the red zone and he tried to do a spin move. It's like he spun early, and I'm like, I laughed. I said, I wish he was here so I could ask him, man, what was that, man? He tried to spin.
Hey, that was his head thinking before his feet. That's what that was.
I laughed my ass off. I said, man, what was he thinking about? I said, that spin move took forever.
That's what that was. Now, they say that I think Mario, the reason that he likes Mensah a lot is because the accuracy and kind of what we talked about, the intermediate passes and its ability to extend plays if needed. But a lot of times you have to play on schedule in the Mario's offense. You know, you have to play on schedule.
Shannon's offense. That's Dawson's offense, just to clarify.
And under Mario. That's what I'm trying to say.
I think that he brings a few other attributes to the game that Carson didn't have.
Yeah.
And they are similar to what Cam was.
Right.
You know, Cam did a lot of stuff, man. Cam did a lot of improvising. They allowed Cam to call audibles. I think they allowed Beck to call audibles. That was a big thing. So that's a big thing for a quarterback. If he could audible out of something, if he sees something that's, you know, because sometimes the defense might know what you're doing and you need to be able to switch up. But I'm optimistic, man. I think with this quarterback, he brings a few other elements to the game that Carson didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could still manage the game as well as Carson did and Cam did. They were both great managers of the game. They just brought different attributes to the quarterback position. And I think this young man is going to be a little bit of both.
Right.
You know, the first year you had the offense and no defense.
Right.
This last year you finally kind of put it together and we were lacking on the special teams.
Yeah.
I think this year is where the special teams catches up. I think Malachi will get him a couple touchdowns now on punt returns. And this quarterback brings a few things to the table, a little bit of Carson and a little bit of Cam. He's accurate. He's a good manager of the game. He can extend the play, and he likes to push the ball down the field. He's not so quick to run and scramble.
Right.
If he scrambles around, it's buying time for a receiver to get open, and he seems to find the guy that's open down the field because somebody will be open down the field.
And the little bit of tape that I've watched him in a couple of games, he keeps his eyes down the field. So that's a great thing that you want for a quarterback. You don't want a quarterback.
He don't get the happy feet and want to just take off and run.
Yeah.
He's still looking.
Right, and that's what you really want. Put this up here for a second. It says we got 6 running backs that can play anywhere in the country. We're definitely going to run that rock. Yeah, I believe that Shannon going to stick true to who he is. You know, the only thing that I think that I get on Shannon about, and maybe you agree with this, is that sometimes it takes him a little bit longer to figure out defenses, as we figured out going later in the year. Because, like I say, the first 6-7 games or the first 5 games, you know, Miami kind of was doing what they wanted to do. Teams got a little film on them, And it took a little while for Shannon to figure out, like the Louisville, the SMU. The second half, he had to figure it out. So, this year, I think he will have a different leg up where he'll understand what teams trying to do to Malachi and his offense to slow him down.
I think that's true, and I also think that as well as players grow and develop, coaches do too.
Yeah, I agree.
We've seen Mario improve. He's not the same Mario from 2023 or 2022. I thought Mario did an outstanding job this year with clock management, timeouts. I thought he did great all year. You couldn't find a game where you could complain about Mario messing up with the clock, messing up with timeouts and all that. Yeah. The national championship game was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. So I think Shannon is, people get on Shannon's head, and I'm like, the man can make calls. The man can make plays. He's shown you that, going all the way back to when they had Van Dyke and they beat Texas A&M back in what, 22?
Yeah,
22 or 23 when they beat A&M. So I'm not worried about Shannon Dawson. He is evolving as a coach as well. This is the season where I think the offense will have more of a breakout in regards to what he calls and how he calls it. And they won't start out slow like they did in some games. I mean, you could say, okay, they started slow in the national championship game to be down 10-0 in the half. I thought that was because that was on Shannon a little bit because he went away from the run game. He started throwing the ball a little too much. And Indiana was hip to that. I thought if they would have ran the ball like they did in the second half. And I take back what I said. The only error I felt that Mario made, and that's just my opinion, we talked about this before, was kicking the field goal in the national championship before the half.
Okay, yeah.
I felt like at 4th and 2, I'm going for that. With what I got, with the line I got, and the backs I got, I can get 2 yards on any team in the country. That's just my take.
Right.
Now, going back to what we talked about, I think the improvement will be with special teams and Shannon's ability to adjust sooner than halftime.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, I think he along with other coaches and players evolve as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I said. It's kind of like you learn every year, and then it kind of got into this little funk where, like I said, you start seeing teams get tendencies. Somebody posted something on me, and I was like, different tendencies, and he was kind of like, coaches don't have tendencies. And I'm like, coaches have tendencies too. They have schemes and they have tendencies. Sure, they have a scheme like I'll line up and a power eye. But the tendency is I might run left out the power eye. That's a tendency. So it was just a weird debate this guy was trying to have with me on that. But I'm going to post this one up. It says,
all coaches have a tendency. Nick Saban had a tendency.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson had a tendency. We're going to play intense until the game is over, no matter what the score is. We're not going to take our foot off the gas because we're up 38-10 in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes to go. No, we're going to go at you like it's the first quarter until the final whistle blows.
Yeah. So, I just thought it was a bizarre argument he was trying to have with me, but I digress. He said, I believe Miami scores or will probably average 38 to 42 points per game. The off-strip throws and the plays is what's going to make us have way more explosive plays with Mally and the rest of the receivers.
That's a lot, Gio Kane. I would take it down 10 points on each side. 38 to 42, I would say 28 to 35.
What they average this year? 30? Over 30?
Something like that. I would like that because you got to factor in, you're mixing in some run plays. Unless they break home run plays, which is possible.
Mm-hmm.
If Lyle come back healthy and Pringle out there, I mean, they're the two type of backs. I mean, Fletcher got some big runs, but he ain't the kind of guy that could he ain't got Derrick Henry speed. I'm not saying he can't get it.
Yeah, he can get it, but not like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
He don't have the Derrick Henry type speed. Derrick Henry is just a rare dude. But I'm guessing 28 to 32, 35 range a game. A run, touchdown here, maybe 2, the rest to pass. Like I said, I would like to see some special teams here and there, whether it's you're not going to see very many kickoff return, but punts. I wouldn't mind Mally having 2 or 3 punt returns this year for a touchdown. If he gets 2 or 3 out of these games, out of 12 games, if Malachi can run 3 back somewhere in the season, that would be beneficial toward a victory. I'll take that. You get more than that, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, but he came so close to breaking a few. So I can see the 24, 28 to 30 to 32, 34 range, somewhere in there per game. I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that average per game because, like I said, you got a different dynamic. This young man can push the ball down the field quarterback-wise, but you still have your running game. You still have, a lethal running game. And like I said, unless these dudes all of a sudden overnight turn into a and gone.
Right.
I mean, you're going to still pound the rock. If I'm averaging 5, 6, 7 yards a run, fuck it. Why am I run? I ain't got to throw the ball.
That's what I'm saying. Mario more, he more, what's the word I'm looking? He's happy to just go out and get a 24-0 win or a 24-7 win. That's just his style. It is what it is. We know what to expect from Mario. Should he go out there and try to do like everybody else and go out there and try to air it out and get?
Who knows? His attitude may change.
Might change too. Yeah,
his attitude may. I think Jimmy been in his ear a little bit, and he may change his attitude.
Yeah.
They don't want to be on the bubble no more, waiting to see if somebody's going to say, "Well, yeah, we'll let you in." Mm-hmm. They want to make sure this year it's a no-brainer. We need to win this conference. So that's a no-brainer.
Right.
We'll deal with all the outside noise later. And it didn't seem, I don't think he wants to have to be in a position like he did against Virginia Tech and Pitt, where you got to kind of run it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just to impress a committee.
Right.
If I got to win ugly, fine. I'll win ugly. Long as I win the conference, I know I'm in.
But this the devil's advocate, because just like you said, he don't want to be in a situation to have to run it up like he did. I think fans said come out like that out the gate, just run it up on everybody. So that's the thing. It's like they kind of get caught in that. It's just interesting. I don't know. It says the RPO game is going to be crazy when the linebackers come down to stop the run. That quick slant is going to be crazy. He talking about with Mally and them boys. That's what I'm thinking. He talking about with the RPO game.
It could be Mally. It could be the tight end. It could be a back out the backfield.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the crazy thing, I'm gonna say this, and I usually don't never get
Brown
on.
Got great hands. Brown ain't no slasher he ain't no slasher type running back, but the dude got good hands and he hard to bring down. So
yeah, I'm gonna say this, and I usually don't say this about players, but I think Elijah needs to and will have an explosive year, because I think even he would admit that it was a kind of a down year for him, and I know he dealt with some injuries and things of that nature, but he's definitely going to have to. We need that extra production from that tight end position, so he needs to pick it up on the offensive side of the ball.
I think he will. Because
he say, I ain't wishing nothing bad on nobody, but when I'm walking around South Florida, he better keep his. You read that?
Leave that dude alone, man. Leave that young man alone.
Oh man, I just want some of that money he got. All right, I'll leave him alone. Oh, Jesus, boy. Sports betting in sports, boy. Let me tell you.
I know.
Oh man. Next one. This is top 10 offense. Miami should be top 3 in the nation. In fact, Miami should be number 1. And I'm challenging challenge 2024. Why? The defense will give the ball more and the team is more explosive. Heisman campaign, number 1 and number 10.
That could be the case. If the defense is a lot better than last year's, they could be. If that's the case and they get the offense the ball more often, then yes, the point scoring could go up if the defense can do that or score themselves. If they score themselves, great.
Yeah.
If they give the offense more opportunities to have more possessions, then yes, take advantage of the possessions and score more. And yes, you'll have more points. Top 3 offense, that's to be seen. Top 10 offense, that's a possibility. I don't care if we have a top 10 offense or number 15 offense. If we've got the balance and the defense is stout and the special team does what they're supposed to do and gives us some support here and there, and we still get W's and the running game is good, I'm good with whatever.
Right.
I'm good with whatever. As long as I see that at the end of the game next to Miami, I'm happy. I don't want to see 12 to 10 every game, but
no.
I'll take it. I'll take a win any day over a loss 31-28. Well, we did this on no.
Right.
I want the W. So I think the necessary improvements for this team this year will be with the secondary. We talked about that. The secondary, the special teams, and pushing the ball down the field on the offensive side of the ball, because I think the running game will be there. I think the line will be fine. We've got the receivers. The tight ends are there. I think all the pieces are in place again. And we as a fan base should be happy, man, because we wasn't feeling this way 4 years ago.
No. I mean, each year they come out.
That was 4 years ago you got to remember 4 years ago, CeCe was a freshman. Bain was a freshman. We didn't know what we were getting.
Right.
And they went, 7-5 that year.
Yep.
And they beat Clemson. I remember that. They beat Clemson in overtime. And that was a big win for the program. They had some tough losses that year. And they had some nice wins that year. But like I said, they were freshmen.
Right.
Bain was a freshman. CeCe was a freshman. A few other guys were freshmen. And they helped build it.
Yeah. And it was good. It was great to see. Somebody say, I'm on Shannon, but because he is inconsistent and impatient.
I won't disagree with that at times, but like I said, he has to evolve. He's evolving as a coach. I think he'll get a better version of Shannon in 26 than what you got in 25. He was a better version in 25 than what you got in 24. Yeah. He was limited in 24. You had to go on a pass and attack a lot in 24 because they had to score, because every time Cam looked great throwing the Restrepo, or George, the goddamn defense couldn't stop Louisville from coming right back down and scoring.
Yeah. Couldn't stop Cal from coming back and scoring.
They couldn't stop anybody. So it's like, hey, when they got to the better teams, it was like, well, we in the shootout now.
Yeah.
So Shannon was limited on run calls because you had to throw the rock.
Yeah.
This past season, it was a lot more balanced.
Yeah. And to me, I know a lot of people
was worried about it. Remember last year, everybody, we don't know what the receivers are going to be like. Well, we were very surprised with Daniels and Marion. Yeah. And my man that came from Cincinnati got hurt.
Yeah.
He was
I
forgot his name. He got hurt.
And this is where I try to tell people, and it's going to go harken back to your point. That's why when you have to listen to what these coaches are saying behind the scenes, even if you go back to Mario's first year, and a lot of people didn't listen to a lot of his press conferences, they were just so focused on what was going on the field that he was trying to tell you, like, hey, I'm trying to build this program up. Each year, he throw little nuggets out there of what they need if you listen. And he'll give you nuggets about players, like they talked about Malachi in the spring ball last year, and how they was raving on. If you just listen you can kind of read between the lines and get a lot of information.
They did that with Cam. They was raving
Yeah,
about Cam.
that's what I'm saying.
He was in the spring. They was like, we got us something special here.
Yeah, they raving about Mensah. They talking about his accuracy. They talking about a lot of things that they like about him. So, and then he's honest. He'll throw little nuggets about some of the deficiencies that they had. They did it more in 2024 coming into 2025, where he talked about the depth of the team and things of that nature. So he throws little nuggets out there. And some of it is spot on. You know, when you don't have depth that you didn't like in 2024, you can't do a lot of things when Bang goes down and guys can't step up and things of that nature. So
right
this year, and when guys was on the portal about him being in the portal, and he was explaining why he had to get in the portal because the program wasn't where he wanted it to be. So I thought that was an interesting analysis that he had. It says, hold up. One game I hated when Mario called a TO, the SMU game. They had no TOs, and Mario called that led to Lightfoot hitting. Oh, okay, yeah, the quarterback because he didn't hear the whistle.
Okay, I would go for that. That could have been one time that Mario, but I give him the benefit of the doubt. Only because Bain held up and Lightfoot didn't. But I give Lightfoot the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he didn't hear the whistle. That game was janky from the start.
From the start, yeah.
I knew that game was janky when Beck threw the next pass to my man, and he bobbled it, and SMU got the pick.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. You got to catch the ball, man.
Yeah.
You already caught one touchdown. I'm thinking, okay, this was gonna be his breakout game. Everybody been asking where he been. I said, okay, he might break out in this game. And it's like, what?
Was it JoJo?
Yeah, JoJo. I mean, that game was janky just go watch Janky Promoters with Cube. It's gonna remind you of that game, dog. The officiating it was just, dude was playing with a bad ankle, and that game was garbage, man.
Yeah, hey. It says, I hope Dawson can learn from his mistakes and get better. It took him until halftime to realize that Indiana was slow at taking advantage. How do you know that they were slow? Fletcher's big runs.
That zone outside run was there.
Yeah,
they couldn't
disagree with you there. 850, yeah. And that was the point I was making. It's kind of but going back to what E said, 850 is that each coach learns every year, You learn. Like I said, I thought really to his point is that Dawson did start, once they started figuring out his offense, he started taking a little bit longer to figure out. And it just, a lot of stuff comes with time. Now he knows hey, when I come in sets, this is how guys going to play me. This is how they're going to play Malachi. This is how they're going to play certain receivers in these certain situations. So he could make those adjustments earlier instead of waiting halftime. So he said it made Fletcher look like Usain Bolt. They made Fletcher look like Usain Bolt. Oh, man.
Hey, well, I mean, I think he's going to evolve. I think Heatherman is going to evolve even better as a defensive coach.
Yeah.
He's got another room full of stallions.
Yeah.
You got a room full of Lamborghinis.
Right.
You got Lamborghinis all over the field, both sides of the ball. Just don't wreck it. Just put them in the right position. You got Formula One cars everywhere. Put them in the right position, which I think they will. Use that fuel from the national championship. You got so close. These kids, in my opinion, these kids have to capture that mindset that, okay, we were this close.
Yeah.
This year we have to leave no doubt.
Yeah.
You have to, it's the same as the kids that were left over from the 86 team that lost to Penn State. You got there, you dominated Penn State, but Vinny had 5 picks.
Yeah. So
that team coming back, because Highsmith was a senior. There was a lot of seniors on that team. Vinny was a senior. They all left. But the guys coming back, they were on a mission, 12-0. That was their mission, 12-0 for 87. These kids have to come into the room, into the spring this year with the same mentality. We're not leaving nothing to chance. We're not leaving nothing in the refs' hands. We need to get out here, not listen to these pundits, not say, well, you can lose a non-conference game and still make the playoffs. You don't want to lose nothing.
Right. Hey, people forget, that's really the mentality Indy had after losing the year before.
Indy had the same attitude coming into this past season.
Yeah.
They felt like, hey, we're not taking any L's, even though they had a janky schedule, but even the teams that they got challenged by, we're not losing. We're not going to lose to Ohio State. We're not going to lose the Big Ten title.
Yep.
We're going to go in here and do what we're supposed to do. They embarrassed Alabama, albeit they quit on their coach by the second quarter.
Right.
They did quit. You can tell they just quit on him, but still.
Right.
They didn't mess around. They didn't mess around with Oregon.
Right.
Oregon shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, but give Indiana credit.
Give them credit, yeah.
When the opportunity was there for them to step on their throat, they did.
Yep.
These kids in Miami, I'm hoping they have the same mindset.
Right.
Hey, listen, 12-0. We're not going every week 1-0. We're not going to leave anything to chance. We're not going to go up to South Bend on November 7th and leave it in the refs' hands. That game is going to be big. I don't know what Notre Dame's record will be. They may be undefeated. Who knows? But that game is big.
Yeah, that's going to be.
You already know they're going to pick Miami to lose that game. It's going to be a revenge game. I can already see the hype now, and it's fucking 9 months away, but I can see it coming. I can see the hype coming. I can see the cable sports network setting it up. And I just feel like they need to go in there and just beat the sleeves off these dudes.
And they probably will. Somebody Juan put up there, I disagree. 3 points would have been big. Are we talking about the Indiana game? The kid was inches from making it a fourth down stop before the half versus Indiana would be demoralizing.
It wouldn't have been no more demoralizing than missing the goddamn kick.
Hey, that's where me and E disagree on. I kind of agree with you. I think that points was at a premium, like I said before. And I just think that they was thinking like we had to get something on the board. I understand it's E point too because we watched the all season.
I get that. I get that. Put some on the board. If I'm a little closer, yes. But with the line I got and the backs I got and the offensive 2 yards, come on.
Hey.
That's my take. We can all just agree to disagree.
All right, Juan, I agree with you. I know a lot of people, I think 850 agrees with Eric on that. So we just going to call that a 50-50 split.
Right.
Hey, look, it is what it is on that. We can't do nothing about that. It says, I have zero doubt, and I mean zero, that this is going to be a top 10 offense this year. It's going to be a top 5 offense.
Well, hey,
I don't know. Hey, John says Duke had no running game.
I'm not going to disagree with that. I mean, that's an optimistic take on it. If we do, hey, I'm all for
it. Yeah.
I'm all for that. A top 10 offense, I'm good with that. I'll take that. I would really like to take a top 10 rushing attack.
Yeah, I would too.
I'll take a top 10 rushing attack. You know, today's football is different. It's not like it was 25 years ago where your feature back was your guy.
Right.
It was either James Jackson or Edgerrin James, and then Clinton Portis, and then McGahee, and then Gore. There was no bringing a second back and bringing a third back then. Portis got all the carries.
Right, yeah.
McGahee got all the carries. You know what I'm saying? James Jackson got all the carries.
Right.
People forget that. Edgerrin got all the carries. So now they don't play where Fletcher going to get all the carries because you got Brown, you got Pringle, you got Lyle. Plus they got 2 other young dudes in there. So, you know.
And plus you need that kind of with the season being longer now, and you kind of need to give these guys a break.
They played 11 games back then, and then a bowl game or championship game. Yeah. Now you're playing 12 games, and then if you're in the playoff, you're gonna play another 3 games. So you know you could be potentially playing in 16 games. So you're damn near like the NFL almost. So I can see now why they have 2 backs and 3 backs. And me personally, I want to see I'd like to see a stronger secondary, a really good defensive tight end game, and strong special teams, albeit the kicker and,
Right.
and punt returns.
Right.
And a punter that can place the ball where you need it, maybe pin people, a kicker that can kick it out the back of the end zone where we know the other team is not going to even get a chance to return it. That's what I'm looking for. Those are the small intangibles I'm looking for that could set you up for wins.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Says Duke had no running game. Yeah, I don't know Duke's stats. If anybody got it, y'all could put it in stats. I didn't think they were.
So I think the approach to Mensah going to be the same approach they had with Beck. It don't have to all be on your shoulders. They told Carson that because Georgia, his last year, running game was damn near non-existent.
Right. Yeah.
And he had to force a lot of stuff. This is the same for Mensah. Hey, listen, you don't have to force a lot of stuff.
Yeah, make it easy for you.
You got some Mustangs behind you. You know, you got some vets behind you back here that you can give the ball to, and you don't have to be out here putting yourself in the spot where you have to make everything happen.
Right.
That's where the balance comes in.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to help his game.
Right.
If they tell him, look, you ain't got to do what you did at Duke. You ain't got to put it all on your shoulders. You got a better defense than what Duke had. You got a running game that your team at Duke had. So you and your receiver can go out here and still contribute and put up numbers, but you ain't got to do it all.
Yeah. And you could take the intermediate or the short routes because these guys could turn 5 yards. Malachi could turn a 5-yard pass into a 20-yard, 30-yard run. So you don't have to actually go and think you have to be super explosive.
That play against Ole Miss was one of the most beautiful plays I ever seen in football. When that touchdown to Malachi. Where he threw it to him out in the flat, and the offensive line was out there, and they fanned out.
And they forward that wall.
They fanned out like a fan blade, and I'm like, all he had to do was just.
Yeah.
And I thought that's Shannon Dawson. That's a Shannon Dawson.
And I think he did the same thing in the Florida State game when he split the safeties and scored or something like that.
And they called it back because Keelan Marion took a step forward before the ball was snapped. It was a procedure penalty. That was a touchdown for Malachi. That would have been his second touchdown in that game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he would have had 3 in that game if Keelan Marion wouldn't have took that. That's a mental mistake.
Yeah,
I remember that. They ran that play a few times. They ran that play against A&M. He ran that play probably once in damn near every game. But it just worked out beautifully against Ole Miss, the way it panned out. So they're going to run that play again next year. Believe me. They just want to get the ball in the boys' hands.
Right.
And if you got to throw it to him in the flat or even behind the line of scrimmage where he in space and he can do the rest, that's what you want.
Yeah, you want explosive people. It says Miami should score 45 to 47 points a game. Miami's talent level and depth will get you there. Have you seen the defense we seen? They should. I mean, but
45 to 47 is asking a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I don't think. And the reason why I say that is these teams, as shitty as they are, for some reason, when they play Miami, all of a sudden they step up. We knew Virginia Tech was garbage, but they played Miami tough.
Right.
Look how they play Miami tough. Anybody else, they go out there against anybody else and get smacked in the mouth. But when they play Miami, all of a sudden, they then drank a bunch of courage juice, and now they a better team. So 45 to 47 is asking a lot. I'm happy with 25 to 37 as long as we get the win.
Yeah. To me, they should at least average in the 30s. That's what I'm thinking. In the 30s.
I'm cool with that. If they get in the 30s, they will have a top 10 offense. Maybe top 5.
Yeah,
they can get in the 30s every game. But like I said, that doesn't mean the offense is getting all them points.
Well, yeah, true.
If the defense can give me some points with a pick 6 or, a fumble return, I'm happy with that. If we get a punt return, I want to see punt returns for touchdowns. You got a playmaker. Give me that.
If you get special teams chipping in like that, you're going to be in the 30s, close to 40s.
Yeah, and you'll have that. I mean, you're going to have games where the offense going they're gonna blow out somebody. You know,
Oh,
who
yeah.
it may be, we don't know. You know, we're gonna see. It may happen like that. I don't. You know, you play Stanford first. You got to go out. I'm glad it's the first game. You're going out there. They may go out to Stanford and beat the crap out of them. They may
Yeah.
go out there and Stanford give them all they got first game of the year, and it might be a 28-24 win or 28-20 win or something like that. And then everybody gonna be upset, like, what's the problem? Blah blah blah. Hey man, first game of the year.
Right.
You're not playing teams that are just gonna lay down for you because you're Miami.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a mindset, it's the coaching. And I think Mario wants to be on the same level that the Saban teams were on, that he was a coach with.
Yeah.
Remember, he was a coach for them for 4 years, and they went out there and they dominated people. Yes, they did. And they had a combination of the players. They had a lot of great talent on those teams.
Yeah. On both sides of the ball.
They had a lot of development on those teams. The reason why Alabama was so successful with those teams all those years is because they had really good coaching and development, on top of having all these 5 stars everywhere.
Yeah, they had a bunch of depth. Yeah, a bunch of
depth.
depth.
Depth, exactly. Yeah. And Miami has that again. They have the depth. I believe they have the coaching. And all you got to do is capture the mindset.
He said, I wish Miami would go back to the I formation. You've been talking about that a lot.
John Batiste, I agree with you. I would like to see some of that.
Yeah.
I would like to see some I. I would. I really would, because I think it would throw other teams for a loop.
Yeah.
And I would get my offensive line in an attack mode where they are coming off the ball and they are attacking the defensive line.
The eye is a very powerful thing, even in pro football, because the game has gotten so finesse. When the teams that make it to the playoffs are really power football teams in the aspect. Go back and look at everybody that moved on and look at the teams that didn't. I'm talking about early in the playoffs. Your Texas A&M, not Texas A&M, Texas Tech and them. Finesse. They're going to come out and probably be more smash mouth, because that can work early in the season. But like you said, that I formation, it brings that certain type of physicality. And I kind of wish they would. I'm kind of with John on that.
I like the eye. I like a single back set, kind of like what Dennis Erickson ran when he took over.
But you got to have big physical tight ends.
Right. You got to have the tight ends. The line is, you got the right guys on the line.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind seeing a little mix of that.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, I'll give you a play where they ran the eye and fooled everybody. That home game against Tech I went to 2 years ago, Virginia Tech. When he hit Arroyo for the touchdown. They was in the I formation. He play action to the running back, and Arroyo just snuck out behind the back. They were playing the run. They had damn near everybody in the box, and they knew it. And he just threw it over the top, and he was open.
Yeah.
It's there. The play action pass to the tight end is there. It was there against Ohio State in the national championship game. They were starting to hit Winslow. Dorsey was hitting Winslow a lot in the second half. It was there. Are they going to run that a lot? No, because everything is so spread now. But, life is a circle, man. What goes around comes around. And I promise you'll see in football, it's going to come back to smash mouth football.
Oh, yeah.
Give it time. Everybody loves the spread. The high schools do it. Even a lot of the Pee Wee and JFL teams are doing it now. The NFL don't do it as much. They still do a lot of quarterback on the center, and they still got fullbacks. The NFL doesn't do it as much. They do a lot of spread, but not like college and high school.
Right.
So, because they realize you got to have a running game. Remember they were saying a few years ago that the running back might become obsolete?
Yeah, nah.
They realize.
And then, like I said, you put a lot of pressure on your quarterbacks and you get beat up over time, especially in NFL, because those guys, the windows are so smaller. And
it cost the Broncos.
Yeah.
It cost the Broncos. Your boy, they win the AFC title and he break his goddamn foot.
Right.
Everybody knows if New England, if Denver would have gotten that Super Bowl, I'm not saying Denver would have beat Seattle, but it would have been a better damn game.
That's for damn sure.
The Patriots got out there and just, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with them now? Oh, it looked like that game was horrible, man.
Yeah, I said, hey, it said if Dawson runs more up tempo, the offense would definitely score more points and be a top 5 offense. That's interesting, but then we're going back kind of like we talking about the Cam Ward. I think they want that balance. I don't think they're gonna. Myself personally, they might use it.
When you say up tempo, I mean, does he mean like a no huddle? Just continue, continue.
Kind of like USF.
You're still gonna balance it.
Yeah, I don't think he had. Myself personally, it's not one of his tendencies to do it a lot. He'll do it maybe to catch somebody off guard or something. But up-tempo offenses are up-tempo offenses. This is what they specialize in. So that's just something that I don't think Shannon Dawson will. I'm not saying he won't implement it at certain points in the game.
Times and points, but I can see him doing that, like you said, if the situation calls for it.
Yeah.
But if I can, as a coordinator, I don't have to be up tempo to throw you for a loop. I want to keep the defense confused.
Yeah.
Where they don't know if I'm going to pass or run.
Right.
And if they out there in a pass situation, I can set up in a run situation. And unless you call a timeout, I got you at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is where I like the I formation. This is where I like a power I, where I can go off tackle to one side or the other, or run a trap or a counter and catch you, where I can put my offensive line in the position where they are attacking the defensive line. They are attacking the secondary level, which is the linebacker. Okay. That I like. To me, that is up tempo because you expecting me to throw, and I might set you up for throw. And I think that's what Dawson made the mistake in the championship game. What was the first play of the game? 9-yard run by Flint.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then he did 4 passes in a row, and you had to punt.
Right.
He went away from that. I'm like, it was there. So, I mean, we have to wait and see who you're playing, what the situation calls for, because Clemson ain't going to be easy.
Mm-mm.
Notre Dame ain't going to be easy. We don't have SMU. We don't have Virginia. I'm kind of surprised by that. So
they don't have, they got Virginia Tech this year.
They got Tech at home.
They're gonna be better this year. I don't know.
Oh yeah, with Franklin, they're gonna be better. It's not gonna be easy.
Right.
It's not gonna be easy. You got Wake Forest at home.
No, Wake Forest on the road.
That's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
That's not going to be easy. Don't think you're just going to go down there to Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and just walk all over these dudes. Unless at that point in the season, you're just that deal. And I'm not saying Miami can't be that deal like Alabama was, because like I said, Mario has been around that. He knows that.
Right.
Mario building this team the way he wants it built the way it was that Saban had it, because it's proven.
Yeah.
Big guys, weapons everywhere, speed, consistency. Consistency is the key. Holding a certain standard from the start of the game to the end of the game. That's the key. Keeping the same standard. That's what made Saban's team so good. They played to a certain standard the entire game, even in the fourth quarter. Even when they were winning, they didn't let up. They didn't get sloppy. They didn't just clean that stuff up. The penalties. Mario wants to clean that up. The pre-snap penalties. That's discipline. These are the small little intangibles that you need to clean up if you want a team to put the 30-plus points a game on the board.
Correct.
Clean up the small stuff. Stop wanting all the big stuff out there when you haven't taken care of the small fundamentals first. Take care of these small fundamentals, the discipline.
Right.
That's the key. The mindset, the discipline. Make these corrections. everything, your formation, how you attack, how you line up, all the small things will lead to the bigger things. And that's
And
what
he got to do that in the games that's not as big. Because if you notice, they didn't make a lot of penalties in big games, but they made it in games that they should have won. And that's the thing you have to clean up.
No penalties in the A&M game.
Yeah.
No penalties in the Ohio State game. And then you started slipping in the Ole Miss game with some stupid penalties and late hits and all. This is what you got to clean up. Those are the type of things you have. Instead of wanting all the points and wanting to be top 10 this, in order to attain this, let's take care of these small details.
Right.
If you want to have a team like what Alabama had that is very dominant, what you want to see, as all of us Miami fans, we want to see a team go out there and dominate week after week. You have to take care of these small items.
Yeah.
These are the items you have to take care of. The pre-snap penalties, proper reads, proper formation, no mistakes against whoever you're playing, and it starts in the spring. And it carries over to the summer, and then it carries over into fall practice. And that's where you have to fine-tune these things. Once you fine-tune all these things, Dwayne, the rest will take care of itself.
Agreed.
Because your own teammates, you playing against the best on the other side of the ball. So if you clean these things up and you play hard to the whistle and practice against the very best on your team, that makes the game easy. Like they used to say, practice was harder than the game.
Yeah. But funny part, before I read this comment, I did read something. They were talking about the linemen, and Mario made the statement, like, even these linemen that's coming in this year, they didn't play against Ruben Bain and Mesidor in practice every day. It ain't like they ain't seen the best of the best every day at practice. So for us to be worried, that it's just, he's not really.
It's a little premature because all these guys that were on the roster, they played against Mesidor and Bain, and they played against all these guys on the defense now that are there. They practice against them.
Yeah.
The practice squads got reps against them. Remember this.
You're right.
You got guys on the scout team, not just the first team offense or second team offense, the scout team offense also had a lot of reps against these guys.
Right.
These guys are all seasoned. They're not they're not coming in green behind the ear and snot nose like they don't know what's going on.
Right. That's I wanted to make that point. It says
the only person like that would be your Cantwell, because he's a freshman. He's already been down there scrimmaging with these dudes.
Right.
And when I'm reading and hearing that he's already pancaking cats when they allowed him to practice with them, and he was out there already setting the tone, I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
If Malachi can set the tone at 17 and 18, this dude coming in here at 6 foot, whatever, 6'6", 6'7",
6'7", yeah.
And he bench pressing damn near 400 pounds and squatting. Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm going to just comment and see if you agree. It says, with the amount of running back talent Dawson needs to run more two-back sets and get the talent on the field.
I got no problem with that. They'll figure out what two backs you want out there at the same time. You got options. It's nice to have options.
Yes, sir.
I like a two-back set. I like a split back set. I like split back. That's cool. You could have a number of people out there. You could have Lyle and Pringle out there, two speedsters. You could have a bruiser and a speedster. You can have both bruisers out there, Fletcher and Brown. It all depends on the situation, what you need. Going back to that again, the 4th and 2 against Indiana, I would have liked to have had a bruiser and a speedster back there. I wish I would have saw Pringle in that game. We didn't even see Pringle in that game. I really thought he could have made a difference. That little motherfucker could have got them 2 yards.
Right. I just think that, and that's another thing I go into thinking, like, Pringle needed this experience, because I think,
yes, that's gonna help him.
Yeah, because he can go back and look at some blocks that he missed and things like that. They kind of shorten him up in the rotation, and stuff like that happens. So It's just, I think this experience is just so valuable
He
for
got
those
the
guys.
experience. My man O'Connor, he needed that experience.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping he really improves in the secondary because he had to learn. He had to learn on the fly.
Yeah.
He gave up some stuff against Indiana, but he gave up some stuff in the Pitt game too. I peep everything. I peep the game within the game.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, he got some things he need to work on.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he will. And nothing beats experience, and nothing beats learning from your mistakes and working on that. So I really think they're going to do that. It was a good experience for both of them.
Yeah, I agree.
And Joshua Moore as a freshman receiver. This dude here, I think he could be better than JoJo.
Josh Moore?
Yes.
Yes.
Just because of he got great hands.
Got great hands.
He's a big guy, but he's not a slow guy. And he's a possession type guy. I mean, he's 6'4", he got hops, he got hands. I think Mensah are going to have options. That's why I'm not really worried about the offense. Everything is in place. It's just, all right, we have to let this stew.
Yeah, let it come together.
Summertime is letting it stew. Let Shannon he gonna put something together. It's not gonna be all the same plays from last year because you got different personnel that can do different things. These receivers now, I'm not taking nothing away from Marion or CJ, but they're different than Marion and CJ.
Right. Yeah.
They're different than Marion and CJ. So we just have, as a fan base, we just have to sit back and let them do what they get paid to do. Let these coaches do what they get paid.
They're going to figure out, they figure out a plan that said, I wish Miami had G-Tech and SMU on the schedule. Why is that?
Well,
I'm just asking because I want to know.
I think he was saying that because then I think if that's the case, give me Virginia too.
Yeah.
Because Miami catching flack from the Notre Dame fan base about how weak Miami's schedule is. That's the first thing they're gonna say. And I don't think Miami's schedule is really that weak. I would, as a whole, and I'm not a fan of conferences, but if I were to take the best ACC teams and play them against the best Big Ten teams, I think the conferences would be split. I really do. I think if you take Miami and SMU and Virginia and Georgia Tech right now, the four best teams, I think, because Clemson then fell off and Florida State ain't there. I think Wake Forest then got better. Duke was there, but they lost their two guys to us.
Right.
And you put them against Ohio State, Indiana, Michigan, USC. I'm not even going to say Penn State because I don't think Iowa.
Yeah.
I think they would split at the very least. They'd be 500 apiece,
right,
playing each other. And then if you take your other teams out of the Big Ten, your middle tier, the lower tier against the middle tier, the lower tier, the ACC, I give the nod to the ACC teams over your Minnesotas and Marylands and Rutgers and Northwesterns. Mm-hmm. I think teams like Cal and teams like Virginia Tech and Wake Forest, I think they could beat teams like Minnesota and Northwestern and all them. So this notion that the ACC is such a weak, pathetic conference, again, that's the cable sports network
right, for
years and years saying this. And they can't say this any longer. Number one, you can't say anything about the SEC, but because that's all gone now.
Yeah. Hey, even their own eating their own and everyone, because when you coming on ESPN and you got your analyst Cam and you had Ryan Clark, they just all in the uproar going off on that. So they even can acknowledge that the SEC is not.
I would say the weakest conference now, if you want to go there, would maybe be the Big 12.
Big 12. I would probably agree there. I will agree.
Because outside of Texas Tech and Houston,
because Cincinnati fell off. What
Cincinnati
about
fell off.
Utah?
TCU ain't the same.
I like
Baylor,
that freshman quarterback at Utah, though. I think he's gonna be all right.
Utah, and Baylor kind of on
Yeah,
a bubble.
TCU
I
and
thought Kansas was going to do something after the year they had in 24, but they fell off last year.
yeah.
Um,
So
so
yeah,
I mean, I'm not about all this conference shit. I just think that's the Notre Dame people running their mouth like they always do, some of them. And on another note, I'm not going to say I'm not happy with it. I'm not surprised. All this notion for Notre Dame, how they seem to be number one. I'm like, how? You lost your best two running backs. What is making them number one? They changed the rules for them so they can get in the playoff. It's like, to me, they're quitters. You quit, you cried, you quit your bowl game because you didn't get your way. And you get rewarded they changed the rules saying, well, if you finish in the top 12, you're an automatic qualifier. And I'm thinking.
And then the another thing that they carved out, I talked about this a little last week when you were going, is that they recognize them as a power four. But how can you recognize them as a power four if you're not a power four? And I mean,
they don't belong to a conference.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I don't have a problem with independent because there were a lot of teams that used to be independent, but that was a different.
Right. But you can't say that you recognize them as a power four and you're not in a power four conference. That's my thing. You can't say that, okay, well, the ACC has to play 9 conference games plus a power four conference game. Now, that's in the rule. Yeah, opponent. They're recognizing Notre Dame as a power four opponent, but it's not in a power four conference. That makes
because who are Miami's 3 out of conference games? Oh, FAMU, Notre Dame, and Central Michigan.
Right.
And Central Michigan ain't no punks.
No,
they not. I mean, I expect them to win.
I'll be at that Central Michigan game.
Is it that? So it's at home, ain't it?
That's at home. I also will be at the FAMU game also.
Are you going to those? Okay, because I'm going to be at the Florida State game.
And might possibly be at the Florida State game.
I'm going to be at the Florida State
game. But the point that I'm making is behind there is that the carve-outs for Notre Dame, that's where I think you and I are going. You keep carving out these exceptions for Notre Dame.
Right, and it's like, come on, man. I don't have nothing for them, man, because they quit. They cried and quit. They quit their bowl game. I'm like, how do you told me they had a team meeting. I'm like, I don't believe every senior would say, I don't want to play one more football game because I know I'm not going to get drafted and I'm going to be a doctor or whatever I am because I'm coming out of Notre Dame with a degree. I may want to play one more time. If y'all had, if they were so uptight and had something to prove, they would have played the bowl game and then beat the crap out of whoever they played in the bowl game. Could you imagine Miami quitting back in 2000 when the BCS computer beat Florida State? Could you imagine Miami saying, well, fuck it, we don't want to play our bowl game. We're not going to play against Florida in the Sugar Bowl. They said, no, we're going to play this game and treat it like our national championship. We're going to beat the crap out of them dudes. And they did, and kicked their ass on Bourbon Street physically in a fight before the game that week. Remember?
Yep.
And they were state champs that year. They were state champs, and they didn't quit. The computers totally screwed them, and they didn't quit. So to me, I lost a lot for Notre Dame. I like Marcus.
I put a lot of that on Notre Dame. I put a lot of on the ACC, the commissioner of the ACC, because they could have easily did just kind of like USC and say, you know what, we ain't playing you. Like, hey, we ain't playing you. So
see, they scared to join the Big Ten.
I know.
They in Big Ten country.
Right.
And the only reason why all these years they chose to play ACC teams is because they felt like the ACC was down.
Right.
And they never played Florida State and they never played Clemson. They always played Duke or they would play they played Miami years ago when they played up in Chicago, up at Soldier Field and beat the crap out of Miami that night. or they always Wake Forest and Virginia. They played all the middle to lower tier ACC teams. They never would join the Big Ten because they don't want to have to play Michigan every year and Ohio State every year and Northwestern every year and Penn State every year and Iowa every year. Because now you in the Big Ten, you in Big Ten country, you in that part of the country.
Yeah.
I don't think Notre Dame want to be able to pick and choose who they want. Now they won't even play USC anymore. You done killed that rivalry.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think USC pulled out of it. I don't know. It's just I think the offense is going to be explosive. Too much talent at quarterback and wide receiver to go along with a running game. Okay, the defense looks dominant. It's going to be the best.
I think they're going to be explosive too. I'm not saying they're not going to be explosive.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see how they're going to put it all together because with the current trajectory, like Mario said, 5-7, 7-5, 10-3, 13-3. What's left?
Right, Natty. You agree with this?
Table with the Natty.
It says we nearly lost Pringle due to Shannon. You think that's what's due to Shannon?
I'm not gonna unless you got the inside track. Do tell. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be funny, man.
Right, I know what you're saying.
Don't blame Shannon because you may or may not like Shannon. I don't know what I would have did as a coach either. I'm in the national championship game.
Yeah.
I want my best players out there. Was Pringle my best running back? At that point, no.
You want your best players that won't make the least amount of mistakes.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. At that point,
he's my number 3 behind Brown and Fletcher because Lyle wasn't 100%. So I'm like, I'm not going to have Carson Beck get killed because I need Pringle to make a pass block. And Indiana has some dudes on that side of the ball, and they were running a lot of schemes against Miami offensive line to try to confuse Miami. So, no, I mean, I don't think Pringle was going to leave because of Shannon. I don't know why Pringle decided to leave. I don't think anybody knows why he went in the portal and then decided to come back out of the portal.
Right.
Okay. We could all speculate unless Pringle or somebody, his family or coach comes out and talks about it and clarifies it. We can all assume one thing or another. We should all just be glad that the boy decided to come back.
Yeah, because people forget he worked his way off the practice squad just to even get the opportunity.
He did. He worked his way into that. So, I mean, maybe he felt like he should have got more touches. And maybe they told him this year, you will get more touches. And guess what? A lot of us thought that somebody was going to bounce in the portal. Maybe Lyle was going to leave. Did he leave?
Right.
Something is brewing very nicely for Miami. You got all these running backs, plus you got another freshman or two. Like my man said earlier, you got 6 running backs and nobody decided to leave.
Yeah, that's crazy. When you
that
think
speaks volumes, fan base.
Right.
That means these kids want to compete with each other. Nobody's punking out saying, well, I want to leave because I ain't getting no touches. I don't like this. There's too much competition. I want to bounce.
Right.
Go somewhere else. I can understand why Emory left. Emory got 1 year to play as a quarterback. I want to go somewhere and show what I can do so I can maybe get in the league. Because next year going to be nice for quarterbacks. This year's draft sucked for quarterbacks.
Yeah, super.
Next year the draft going to be loaded with quarterbacks. And I'm pretty sure Emory want to be a part of that. So I can see him leaving. I can see my man at linebacker going to NC State. So like I said, he want to get 100 tackles.
Right.
100 tackles going to change his whole life.
Right, yeah.
Shit, I can't be mad at him for wanting to go down there. Well, he could have gone to Miami. No, you ain't. Not with Torrey in the middle.
Nah, sure ain't.
He ain't going to get no 100 tackles. But with him going to NC State and getting 100 tackles, hey, I'm trying to get in the NFL. I ain't mad at you, young man.
No, go do your thing. It says, I sure hope Malachi doesn't come with the sophomore jinx. Hey,
I thought about that too. We don't want that. No, I don't think he will, man.
I ain't never thought about it. I just think sometimes,
we all need to just
look. I think the jinx comes from this. This is my honest opinion where I think the jinx come from. And that's where you got to the guys that's truly elite and the guys that are good. I think he's elite like Smith from Ohio State, where it doesn't matter. You got some guys where they you come out your sophomore year, they didn't game plan for you. They know your weaknesses. So of course they got film on you, and their numbers never match up. But when you truly
let me
elite,
tell you how I think this man is for real. This young boy he's still a boy. We got to remember that. He's only 18. He's still a boy. Your boy at Texas A&M Concepcion was supposed to be all that. He was all that at what was it, NC State? Then he transferred to A&M.
A&M.
And he was supposed to be somewhat like Malachi.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the game was on the line, he ain't show up.
Facts.
Okay, and he an upperclassman, didn't show up. Malachi is something special, and as a fan base, we should be really happy because Miami keep getting these something special type dudes. Bain was something special. CC was something special.
Mm-hmm.
All that credit go to Mario. Mario been seasoning and cooking for a long time, not just as the coach here, but when he spent all that time at Oregon, when he spent 4 years under Saban.
Mm-hmm.
Mario started coaching before that, when he was a grad assistant with Miami when they won their last Natty in 01. Then he went to FIU and turned them around. He's making his strides as a coach.
Right.
Even through all the errors and mistakes he made at Oregon, and then he made, because Oregon fans blame Mario for a lot of shit, even though he won them 2 Pac-12 titles in the Rose Bowl. He get down here, he fumbled and made mistakes, not taking the knee and bumbling timeouts, growing pains to where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
He's ascending. The team is ascending. The recruits we are getting, look at the recruits we lined up to get.
Right.
All these 5 stars now looking at Miami like, hey, man, Miami in the mix, and some of them committed to Alabama, some of them are committed to other schools, but they still right there like, hey, my money on Mario to make a lot of these kids flip.
Right.
We haven't had this in a long, long time. Man, people should be really happy and optimistic right now. And okay, let's run with this. I think this next year is an all-out breakout year for Miami.
I think so too.
Both sides of the ball, special teams. I think this is where they really finally it all comes together where, okay, they dominate every game. They don't leave anything to chance. I really think they can run the table and win this whole thing. I really do. I really, really do with this year. You know, we didn't feel that way last year.
Right.
Started to feel that way as the season progressed.
Right. Once you seen the product on the field.
Once you seen the product on the field and they got to cooking, especially after the SMU game. Okay. Little things kind of didn't go our way in the Natty, but you was there.
Right.
I think this year, now that a lot of the things that may have been missing from last year now put you over the hump.
Right.
Let the national pundits pick everybody else. Please.
Yeah.
Don't pay attention to Miami.
Hey, it says widely known that Pringle and his mom was disappointed in the amount of playing time that he saw in the playoffs, especially starting 2 games and playing well. I don't blame him. He didn't hit the portal. Yeah. That's kind of like what we said.
That could be the case. But obviously, there was a change of heart and a change of mind, and he decided to come back.
Right.
And I think a healthy Pringle and a healthy Lyle and a healthy Brown and healthy Fletcher are going to be pretty freaking nasty to deal with.
Oh, I look at it like this. See, it could be a lot more simpler. Your mom come to you, you playing for a national championship. You don't get a lot of burn, but you have had playing time. You're going to go to a lesser school, might get more playing time, but might not never see the playoffs again.
Right.
I mean, let's just be honest about it.
Be honest.
You know, if we're going to be honest.
If these kids talk about they want to play on the bigger stage, then you stay there.
Yeah, you're going to get burned. You might not get as much, and you got to think.
Miami in competition with Miami is now in the same sentence and breath with Ohio State, with Alabama,
with the Georgias,
with Georgia.
Yeah.
Texas to me ain't there yet.
Even Oregon.
Or I think Oregon is getting too much burn, but they in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know, there's a defensive tackle that Miami is trying to flip from Ohio State, 5-star kid. Mario hot and heavy on him. I think they're gonna get it done.
Yeah.
Pringle and his mother and father and the family, they know what time it is.
Yeah.
He gonna get his burn. Yeah, like I said, yeah, you could transfer and go somewhere else and get 15, 20 carries a game.
Yeah.
You can go somewhere else and do that. You might go to Houston, or you might go to Texas Tech, or anywhere that need and you might get some real burn. But after that, then what? I mean, to each their own. But like I said, we don't even need it.
Yeah.
It's nor here nor there. He came back.
Yeah. And
That's
there's no
the real
even
question.
knock
That's
against
the
him.
question. That's the question the fan base should be asking.
Why?
Why'd he come back?
Yeah.
What did Mario say? It wasn't about no money. It wasn't no NIL.
No.
Why'd he come back?
Because he know he gonna get that playing time. It's just he already knows. It's Mario probably telling that young man, look, just be patient. We know Fletch came back and everything, but hey, your time gonna be here. You gonna get playing time this year. You're gonna be a feature back at some point.
He know next year in 27 it's gonna be him and Lyle.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So you're gonna be a
Just
feature
come
back.
on back this year. You're gonna get some touches. If I promise you, if we get in the playoffs again, you're gonna get some touches because Brown and Fletcher going pro after this year.
Right.
You're gonna get some touches. We'll make sure you get some touches, whether it's running plays or pass plays out the backfield. You're gonna get some click.
On top of that, you don't know the injury situation either. You can either go from number 3 to number 2. You know.
Remember, Lyle started out as the number 1 back. He was
right.
a starter in the first game against Notre Dame over Fletcher.
Right.
Shit. We have to let this play out. We have to let the spring play out and let them kids go in the summer. And then when August hit, that's when the real burn kick in to find out, okay, who's going to get what.
Right. I totally agree. And that's the small parts I think a lot of people kind of miss. And we went through the same thing with Ray Ray. We went through some of that stuff with that, and we understand a lot of the stuff that goes on. The
situation with Ray Ray, I think Luke had a lot to do with that shit because Luke don't see eye to eye with Mario, and God dog it.
You think he was in his ear?
Yeah. Yeah. He was in his ear big time. And the fact that he was in his ear, and then Mario out there, Malachi out there, and Malachi took that burn from him on the punt return.
Well, I got a question with this, even though he's gone, and maybe the chat want to chime in on this.
Where did he go?
No, NC State, didn't he?
He went to NC State right along with my man at linebacker. Did somebody else go to NC State?
Yeah. On
offense. JoJo. He went to NC State too.
Okay.
JoJo, Ray, and
a defensive player, didn't he?
The linebacker.
Okay, yeah. So my question is, what do you think Miami could have done different to keep him in the fold? No, he said, Ray went to East Carolina. Okay.
Ray went with Emory.
Okay. And then JoJo went to
NC
State. Okay. What could they've done different as an organization to keep them in the fold? Or what do you guys believe? Because I know it's a lot of things go on behind the scenes and a lot of people have their own opinions. So I'm just interested in wondering what the fans think that they could have done different. Or do you think it was just a foregone conclusion that they were going to be gone regardless, especially with the Ray situation? So
I don't know. I think Luke had a lot to do with that because he was upset that Ray wasn't getting, he felt like that was one of his kids at the high school he coached. And Ray was nice, man. I wish him the best. I hope he clown with East Carolina.
Yeah.
I hope he clown. I swear to God, I do. I ain't gonna sit there and hate on that boy. I hope he blow up, because he probably got another couple years of eligibility. I think he only was a sophomore last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope he blow up with them. I really do. But when I got somebody, if Ray Ray was all that, which I'm not saying he ain't, Malachi is on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So you got a kid like Malachi Tony, then I can't sit Malachi for you. You ain't doing what that boy do.
Yeah, I mean, facts. Just be honest
You
about
ain't
it.
doing what he do. You not doing what he do. As good as you were or are, he's that much better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man.
And sometimes it happens. I mean, that's the thing.
You're gonna have that.
Yeah. It reminds me more of and people might disagree, but in the Alabama situation when Hurts transferred to Oklahoma, when Tua came there. When Tua came there, beat him out, and he got hurt, and then he wound up starting, and then Hurts never got back on it. He wound up leaving, you know what I'm saying? So, and it ain't that, that Hurts wasn't a good quarterback at Bama, but it was just Tua was just playing that much better than him at that point in time. So,
and it worked out for Hurts because who the better NFL quarterback?
Right, yeah.
Who won a Super Bowl?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So,
and you know what? As a side note, he visited Miami.
Right. Sure did.
And he said why he chose Oklahoma over Miami. You know why?
Tell him.
Because when he came to Miami, them motherfuckers, all they wanted to do was take him to the club and down the South Beach and show him how to kick it. He said when he got to Oklahoma, they took him right into the film room.
Right.
To break plays down and he said that's what swayed his decision. He was leaning toward Miami. But I think Diaz was the coach then. And Diaz didn't run a ship like Mario did.
Facts.
Diaz ran a completely different type of ship. When you got clowns like Nestor, Jade Silvera, and all these clowns, idiots on the sideline dancing and all this other shit. Come on, man. That's why Jalen Hurts didn't come to Miami. He went to Oklahoma. They was all business.
Yeah.
Everybody know Miami got clubs and all this shit and bars and all that.
Yeah.
What you gonna do for me on this team? Now it's a whole different deal now.
Right.
Now
right.
Mario about business now.
Right.
You come down here, we about business. We ain't got time for clubs and all that.
Look, you can have your fun, but you got to handle your business.
You got to handle your business down there.
So that's the first and foremost. You got to handle your business. If you ain't doing that, you ain't playing.
What the type of coach, and I'm not knocking Diaz as a coach, but he in a good spot with Duke because
he had to grow.
Duke and Durham ain't no party town.
Yeah, and I think the Miami job was a little bit too much for him at that point in time in life. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I feel. It's a lot of that was going in there, and they wasn't funded the way that they getting funded under Mario either. So it's a lot of intricate parts that go into play with that. So, I think that it worked out best for him, and like I say, I wish him success over at Duke too. I don't think he's really. They wound up getting the one guy. I know he got his eligibility back to quarterback, so they transferred into there after Darian left. So
right.
So I know he's happy about that. So
you're gonna be all right.
Yeah, they're gonna be okay. So all right, well, sure.
They could be all right against everybody except Miami.
He said somebody put Ray simply just didn't get a chance to see the field. Ray earned the right to play. He could have still seen 7 to 9 snaps a game. My issue is that he never saw the field with three slots.
You gonna start Ray over Restrepo? You gonna start Ray over Malachi? He was the punt returner 2 years ago. Did he do anything special returning punts? I ain't taking nothing away from him, but he had some opportunities. Okay, when I got Malachi out there and he doing some electrical shit with the punt returns, and Ray wasn't. Who's my punt returner? The kid. Baby Jesus is going to be returning these punts for me. I'm sorry. So we could sit there and talk all day long about, well, he should have got more touches. He had touches. He had his touches.
Yeah.
He had his touches. I ain't taking nothing away. Like I said, I hope he goes.
Somebody put all Ray did was fair catch at punts, at punt returns. He said he's just out there just fair catching the ball.
Is he lying though?
He ain't lying. Hey, look, I can't even say he lying, man. He ain't lying.
I don't know why everybody getting all, he ain't lying.
I think I know the thing from just my understanding. It's that community pride with Ray. But I think you and I and other people looking at it from a holistic, from the outside perspective of, there's no hate against Ray. But if a guy better, he gonna see the field. And it's nothing fair in you getting on the field. You got to earn that opportunity. That's what Mario basically said. That's how Pringle got brought up off the practice squad. He earned the right to get brought up. It wasn't a matter of fairness. You have to earn it. And if you don't earn it, you're not going to see the field under Mario. That left with Manny Diaz.
Right. There you go. Say it again for the people in the back.
So you're going to earn your right to get on the field with Mario. And if he's not seeing it out you in practice, it is what it is. I mean,
I like that. You got to earn it. Ain't nothing given.
Yeah.
There's nothing given to you out here. You're right. That left with Diaz. Diaz was more of I like the seniority. The senior going to play. Well, if the sophomore better than the senior sits.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
They said we didn't like the way Ray was. Let me put this up here because I can't read it there. Went down because it was not about Malachi. There were 3 other spots he could have played at least on the field. Oh, so he basically saying he could have played at other positions.
Where was he gonna play? He was a little dude. Where you gonna put him at? You couldn't put him in the slot. You're not gonna put him at the other wide receiver over Marion or CJ. Where you gonna put him? Where you gonna put him at? You ain't gonna put him in the backfield. Brashard Smith was that kind of guy that could play receiver and play tailback. And he went to SMU and kept doing the same thing. And now he in the NFL for the Chiefs. And it's just going to be a matter of time before he start doing the same shit for the Kansas City Chiefs, because he was a real type of talent. So where are you going to put Ray? You going to put him on defense? He wasn't a tall dude. He was a little dude like Malachi. Yeah. Maybe a little thicker than Malachi. But where are you going to put him? You going to put 2 slot guys out there? Where else you going to put him?
Hey, they would only put 2 slot guys out there if both of them had equal talent.
Pringle's a small dude for running back. He only 5'9", 5'10", and small. So, but he's your running back. He a true running back. Was Ray running back? You gonna put him in the backfield? Maybe they did try that shit. Maybe he got his head knocked the fuck off and he couldn't play. Think about it. Where are you gonna put him?
Yeah.
You're not gonna put him over number 10. So where are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Where you gonna go?
And not only where he gonna go, he got to be willing to accept the change. It's
That's
a two-way.
Some of these kids don't want to change.
So
some kids just won't. Listen, man. We are dealing with a generation of kids that can't write cursive. They can't fucking count. They want everything given to them. They want everything fast. They didn't grow up with textbooks. They grew up with devices. Everything is supposed to be easy for them.
Thanks.
They didn't have to grind like we did growing up. They want everything given to them. They don't respond to discipline, to correction well. They don't respond to leadership well. We see it in the regular workplace. What do these young people do? If they don't like shit, they just quit.
Yep.
I can just go home and sit at my home and sit down and wait on something to come my way, or play on the computer and make money. There's a different generation of kids today. They don't do what we did growing up. And I'm not just saying you and me, but a lot of us who are over the age of 40 or 45, they not like that. These kids want it fast. They want it easy. They want promises. And that's how it is. And if they don't get their way, they grew up with devices. They wear their feelings on the sleeve. And they've been their way since they was yay high.
Right.
They was born in 2005 or whatever. And here they are now. They 18, 19 years old. and they not like that.
Right.
They not like that. So I mean, so if a kid want to bounce because they ain't having it their way, there's the door, young man. Good luck to you. No hard feelings. But if you're not willing to put in the work and earn your way, if Pringle came off the practice scout team and earned his way onto, now granted, Lyle was hurt, but he still worked.
Yeah.
To get on the field with Fletcher and Brown to get some burn. Now, we can all speculate as to why he didn't get any burn in the playoff that would make him want to go in the portal, but then something made him flip to come back, and I don't think it was no money.
Right.
So if Ray we knew Ray was going to bounce because he wasn't getting no burn.
Right.
Because we got a dude that's
he finna be on a doggone video game. So how you finna put him over here?
You can't put him above Malachi. So where else are you going to put Ray? There's nowhere else to go. I understand Luke was butthurt about it. Okay, that's his guy from high school. All right, well, now he can go to East Carolina and shine. Yeah. I hope he shine at East Carolina. I hope that dude go to East Carolina and put up video game numbers. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. It's sometimes, and you need that start. And then you know what? If he shine down there, he might make his way back up to a big time program. You know what I'm saying?
He may stay there for 2 years and put up ridiculous numbers and get drafted.
Yeah, so
because East Carolina, I remember in the 90s, East Carolina used to have a program.
I guarantee you, if he go down there and put up big numbers, he's gonna come back out. Somebody will be calling for him.
You might see him at a Miami or Georgia. Yeah. Not Miami, but Georgia. You might see him at Bama or at not Texas. I wouldn't say Texas, but somewhere like maybe a USC he might go to East Carolina, put up some sick numbers, and then transfer again and get to a big time program that might have a footprint in the playoff.
Right.
And if that's what he chooses to do, hey, I'm more power to you. Good luck. I hope you get it.
It says we didn't like the way Ray when he came down because that's It says some high school. Well, this is a fact. Say some high school players just don't transition to college ball, just like some college players don't transition to the NFL.
That's true too. That's true too. That is so true. We've seen guys that were all world in college and they get to the NFL and it's nothing.
Yeah.
And then we've seen guys that were decent in college and they get to the pros.
Man, beaters.
And just blow up like the World Trade.
Yeah, you like, what the hell? It says, Restrepo was not here last year. Oh, he talking about last year. Johnson last year.
I'm talking about in 24.
Yeah.
When Ray was the punt returner.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, Restrepo started running punts back. If I'm not mistaken, he was on some punt returns this last year here.
It says last year Johnson saw the field transfer from Cincinnati. Ray could have seen the field. With Ray.
Who?
Johnson. Johnson. I think he talking about the one transfer from Cincinnati.
He got hurt.
Yeah.
I forgot what game it was he got hurt in because I was like, yeah, he was the other dude that come from Cincinnati, wide receiver that's supposed to be really nice. He got hurt. I forgot what game he got hurt in, but it was early. It was in the first third of the season. First fourth of the season, they played 12 games. So I think it was somewhere in there. It was either before or after the Florida State game where he got hurt. And we didn't see him no more.
Yeah. What's up there, Orange and Gray? Hey, yeah, like you said, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. He said, listen, Ray was an outstanding student. Nobody questioning that. And team player. We're not even questioning that. Ray was on the recruitment of Wingo. Okay. Like I say, nobody's taking anything away from him.
Taking nothing from him.
Sometimes it just, in certain team structures, it just doesn't work out. For whatever, and we could blame the team, we could blame the player. There's no blame. Sometimes it's just mutual decisions. Sometimes, like you say, you don't fit in the systems and the system don't fit you, I mean, so, and if you can have a better opportunity, which I'm glad that he did get out while he still got eligibility and he's able to move on, because if I was Ray and I'm sitting in and they bringing guys in, well, first of all, you got a stud that's coming in that got to play at least 2 years before he can go to the NFL. You're going to be behind him. unless he got hurt. And they bringing in guys out the portal, and they got depth at receiver. And unless you reinvent yourself some way, you're probably better off moving on. Then, I'm not here. I'm not in the camp. I don't know every intricate detail of their camp, but I'm just thinking that sometimes it's just a better situation for you,
Right.
And he might be happier, who knows?
He might be.
So
he made the decision to go.
Yeah.
So he made the decision to go. I'm not, he got to be happy. He made the decision.
Yeah.
He ain't throwing no stones back in Miami. So
yeah. So with the Luke factor, I just think, like you said, I think it was one of his guys.
Luke was more hurt. Luke made it more publicly known that he was upset about why Ray wouldn't get no burn.
And he built a relationship with them, and I get all that. And it hurts when you
He coached him. He was on his high school team. He was his coach.
Right. He said, was Johnson a slot? I think that's his question. Was he a slot when he came on from Cincinnati?
You know what?
I thought he was. I thought he played on the outside. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Got to go back and look at some film.
Yeah, because I'm not sure.
I know he played. He played in the Notre Dame game. I think he played in the Bethune game and the South Florida game.
Yeah, because I was at the Bethune game. Yeah, he said Johnson was a slot at Cincinnati. Yeah, somebody put in. I thought I wasn't for sure.
That's not about right.
Yeah, because he's a little guy. He's not a big guy. It said, what are we doing as a fan base? It's moving from B+ players to A+ players. And we love those kiddos, but upgrading means you got to make the grade or move on. No shade, but got to make the grade. Hey, that's true. That's the hardest thing when you start getting, when you start following kids, young kids from Pop Warner, JFL into high school, into, because the same arguments happen in high school. You got guys that go to these elite high schools and certain guys not getting burned at a certain high school. So it's nothing new under the sun. Just put it like that.
And in high school, you stuck. You can't just
unless you say Louis, and then you can go over there.
Unless you move into some family in another district that's better.
Yeah.
And they can put you on an occupancy permit so it's legit that you straight up live in that school district and you can start going to that school. You pretty much, you either going to have to work to see the field or you just going to be on the pine all season.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it is in high school. Ain't no NILs, ain't no getting paid unless somebody giving you some money on the side. But
right. He said Ray might be another Mark Pope. Hey, could be.
Or he could be another Brashard Smith.
Yeah, we don't know. Hey, like I say, it's going to be interesting to see. I know a lot of guys keep up with the guys that transfer out the system. I don't know if some of you guys do that just to pat your own back and try to get back in Miami for letting the guys go. Or it ain't even them letting them go and them deciding to leave. But I truly try to watch some of the guys just to be like, oh, okay, well, a lot of talent. That lets me know that the talent we had was that much better. If you couldn't get on the field, it's like, man, this talent in front of you must be really, really good.
Right.
I mean, that's the way I look at it. Every player think they better than somebody in front of them, but that's not the case when you put the film on.
Right.
And that's all we can go off of the film. And I know guys say, well, how will we know? We're getting limited production on the field. But you got to remember, these coaches see these guys in practice every day under stressful situations. So, and if they feel like these guys not making the grade to get on the field and you trust the coaches, then you got to trust their decisions of why certain players not playing. I mean, can't have it both ways.
That's right.
And that's just the way I just look at it on that. And you know what? It's been players that I truly liked and not been on the field too. And I sit back like, damn, you know, but then it's like, okay, when you like a player so much, you kind of overlook certain things. When you have no dog in the fight, then you kind of look at everything and not be in a biased perspective. So, you know, we could see a guy that miss an assignment and we don't look at it the same way as we look at it, a person that we don't like that miss an assignment. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
And you got to take everything in totality with these players, you know.
Right.
And that's where I'd say step back as even a fan of a player and step back and understand of what they're seeing from the coaching staff and why things might not have happened. Whether it's the Pringle situation, whether it's the JoJo situation, the Ray situation, or whatever situation, Brashard or whoever, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like Brashard Smith leaving.
Right.
I thought he was a good one. I'm like, damn, how we losing Brashard Smith? I'm like, shit.
Right.
Nice. And he went to SMU. It was nice.
Yes. Yes.
And then now he in Kansas City Chiefs. And he the few times I saw him, I'm like, uh-oh. He's showing everybody why he is what he is. So hey. I wish Ray the best. He might go down there. We knew Brashard was the truth when he was with Miami. He showed you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He showed people why he was nice here. As I said, I'm just fortunate that Miami getting these type of players to begin with.
Right.
There was a time we wasn't getting them.
Yeah, right. So the stable is plentiful. So
we wasn't getting these type of players before Dwayne. You know it. We wasn't.
I know.
We wasn't. You know when Al Golden got old boy the 5-star cornerback. What was his name back in like 12 or 13? And I was shocked they got him. And he picked Miami, man. Damn, what was his name? He was the 5-star corner. Even back then, it was like, man, that's to get somebody like him and to get somebody like Duke Johnson, you know, that was a rare thing for even then, you know, 10, 12, 13 years ago, wasn't nobody considering Miami like that, man. Because they was going through all the sanctions we was going through and disappointment year after year after year. And we had some nice players, man. We had Denzel Perryman on the defense. You know, we had some – when we had Denzel, we had Duke. You know, we had some nice squads, man. It was just like, damn, we had some nice players, but we still didn't have enough. You didn't have enough to –
say Depot Luke.
What'd say?
He said Depot Luke. Deport Luke. That's what he said. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. Somebody say Deport Luke. So
Deport Luke.
Oh no, that's what they put there. Say Deport Luke. But I want to get to this other comment that somebody put up here, and I know you don't agree with this. It says Kevin Beard can go to bigger, better place. Or well, maybe he meant it like he could go to bigger, better places. He could hit the transfer portal, bring Leonard Hankerson or Lamar Thomas. Or I don't
know why everybody all over him like that, man.
Kevin Beard, yeah. I'm trying to figure this out either.
I don't understand the shade that he get. I really don't. I don't understand the shade that he getting, man. Maybe I'm missing something.
Is it the Luke factor that he getting this? Is it because they seem to have something going on? I don't know.
All I know is Luke said something and got somebody mama mad.
Yeah.
He got somebody mama real mad. I forgot who it was, who mother it was. But he kind of did something he should have said, something he shouldn't have said, and drew somebody mama into the conversation, and it didn't go too well. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. He said Kevin Beard is a great coach who cares how Luke feels.
Right,
right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I don't know what our fan base, some in our fan base, I don't know what the hell y'all want, man. I mean, goddamn.
Oh, it was Russell's mom. Russell from Syracuse, right? That went to Syracuse.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. He chose Syracuse.
Yeah.
And some people butthurt about that. I'm like, that's where he chose to go. Leave him be. Shit.
Yeah. Like, again, you putting too much into, you're doing too much. Shit, that's all I can say is like, damn, you're doing way too much.
Yep.
It's like, yeah.
Way too much.
Let's say
That's what it is. That's where he chose to go.
he says Tracy Howard was the
Tracy
5-star
Howard,
quarterback.
that's him. That's Tracy. I was shocked. Al Golden was happy as a mug when they got Tracy Howard.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that. Because I took off work that day for that February for
The signing day?
National Signing Day and all that. I remember when they got him, I was like, oh yeah, they had him. Stacy Coley was nice at receiver. I'm like, they had some players, man.
Right.
This was a few pieces missing. I always felt if that next year in 17, when they if certain guys would have came back, I thought they would have been even better than the 10-0 team they were. I felt like if Njoku would have came back, if Brad Kaya would have came back, they would have been. But you had people on the inside pretty much pushing Njoku to leave, and he would end up being a first-round pick to go to the Browns anyway. But and Kaya, I had a feeling he wasn't coming back. When they knocked that nigga tooth out.
Right. I knew he would. You need to expect. Hey, Stanley, what I say? Kevin Beard was the one who stated something about JoJo to Kevin's mother. Expand on that, because I'm about what you're talking about there. You say Kevin Beard basically told JoJo to Kevin's mother. Or what he tell him? I guess what I'm trying to figure out.
Right.
Yeah, just tell me what he told him. Listen, I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't just Ballman's fault. He was blocking like that on every punt. The coaches should have seen it and just pulled his ass. Watch the tape. Same on every kick. Hey, you might be right there, man, on that one.
Well, that's that, and just like I said, what's the name got evolved as a coach? Whoever's a special team coach, he's gonna have to evolve too, because you can't allow that. That's the little stuff I'm talking about, Dwayne.
Right.
That's the little stuff, the little attention to detail. That's the kind of shit that used to drive Saban up the wall. When you watch film of Saban, even during his coaching sessions or whatever, if his players didn't pay attention to detail and missed on shit, the man would fucking snap on your ass.
Right.
We seen it. That's what Miami has to take care of. If everybody want to be top 10 offense or top 5 offense and average 40 points a game, well, you got to take care of all these small details.
Right.
The penalties, the blocking, the little things in play that could bring you big results later.
Right.
That small attention to detail cost Miami 7 points against Indiana.
Yeah.
Which was the difference in the game.
Yeah.
Okay? That's the difference in the game right there. That right there.
Yeah.
We can sit here and what if. I don't feel as bad about the game against Indiana as I do against the game the year after this one, when the Ohio State game. But the little details, the little intangibles, man, that's what you got to, as much as I love Ruben Bain, he jumped offside on that 3rd and long.
Right.
And that because the next play they got a first down. That's what I'm talking about. That small, even your best players can make mistakes, but it's the small little things that cost you. They can cost you. And when you get to the point where them years where Saban teams were so elite for this type of ball, they weren't making those mistakes.
Right.
They did everything exceptional on every play, every down. Even in the 4th quarter, when they were up by 3 touchdowns, they played like they were losing.
Right.
And that's when Miami gets to that point, which I think they're right there.
They're right there because they played really hard last year.
They're right there. When you start taking care of those small details, everything else gonna fall into place.
Like take a couple more, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Take one more before we get up out of here. It says facts. Kevin Beard is a good dude, good coach, and good recruiter. What's the problem? He was probably being honest, and people don't like honesty.
That's true too.
Yeah. They like their ears. They like their ears tickled. All right. Hey, all right, man. We're going to wrap this up today, man. We appreciate everybody tapping in. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button because it helps it get in the algorithm. We'll be back next week. Going to have to be Sunday. I have to attend a funeral Saturday.
That's fine with me.
So until then, we appreciate you all coming out.
Appreciate everybody. Have a great week. Spring for many of us. Spring is right around the corner. I know many of us be tired of this cold.
Yes, sir. Let's hope for some good weather.
Everybody have a great week. Be safe. Be safe going to work Monday. If you got to work today, have a good day. Thanks for coming out and supporting us. You know, right now it's a slow time till we get in the spring ball. We got about another month or so.
What? Yes, sir.
A month or so before we get in the spring ball, and then we can really start tapping in and seeing what we can see, and we'll start chopping it up then when it comes down to the spring. And let's just stay optimistic. Everything that happened for a reason. What's done is done. We can't cry over spilled milk. Who's gone is gone. Who's coming is coming. Let's focus on what's coming. The recruits that we trying to get, that Mario trying to flip. Everything is on the up and up, y'all. 5-7, 7-5, 10-3, 13-3. That's how you got to look at it.
Yes,
it's all going this way. It's going north. It's going in the right direction. So we just have to ride this.